Okay, today we shall develop a GARCH model, that is GARCH 1 model. What is 1? 1 means arch term and GARCH term. So in this GARCH 1 model, there will be one arch term and one GARCH term. So that we shall develop today, and we have the variables here. You can see BBR, BSR, IBR, PBR. What is BBR? Bangladesh bond return. What is BSR? Bangladesh stock return. What is IBR? Indian bond return. And PBR is the Pakistan bond return. And about all this thing, I have already discussed in the previous slide. Okay, what I do, I open this 4 variable, open as a group. You can see the data. So we have taken daily data of 350 days. You can see it is the data day 1, then day 2, day 3, day 5, day 9, day 20, day 50, day 70. So I'm going down. So the data is until see 350 days data is here. 350 days data is here. And what are the variables? PBR, Pakistan bond return, BBR, Bangladesh bond return, BSR, Bangladesh stock return, IBR, Indian bond return. And here our plan is to develop a GARCH 1 model, that means first order GARCH model. So a GARCH model has 2 parts. One is mean equation and then variance equation. This thing I have discussed in the previous video. I discussed about it. Okay, first I develop the mean equation, then I shall develop the variance equation. Okay, and what is our objective of this study? That what are the factors affect in the volatility of Bangladesh bond return? What are the factors affecting volatility in the Bangladesh bond return? Okay, so first I develop the mean equation, then I shall develop variance equation. Okay, how to make mean equation? I go to quick, right? Quick, then estimate equation. First I estimate the equation. BBR is the dependent variable, then constant, then BSR, right? This is my regression model, regression equation. So BBR is Bangladesh bond return and BSR is the Bangladesh stock return. So I run this regression model, and this is the outcomes, right? Dependent variable BBR, independent variable BSR, right? Okay, and from this model I can get the residual, right? I can plot the residual. So how to plot the residual of this model? There is a icon called receipt. You click on it. So it is the residual distribution from day 1 to day 350. You see, day 1 to day 350, the residuals are fluctuating, right? Okay, but you can see one thing, from day 1 to day 85, you can see until 85, the fluctuation is small, right? For a long time, for a 90 days, fluctuation is small. So that means what is happening here, small fluctuation is creating another small fluctuation for a long time, meaning that small volatility is causing another small volatility for a long time. Okay, again you can see from here, from 95 days to almost 180 days, right? From 95 to 180 days, volatilities are very big. That means volatility of the Bangladesh bond return is very big. And what is happening here? One big volatility is causing another big volatility for a long time in the Bangladesh bond return. So when the residuals are like this, then we can introduce ARCH and GARCH model. When the volatility like this, then we can introduce ARCH and GARCH model. That means small volatility for a long period, and also the big volatility for long period. Then only we can introduce ARCH and GARCH model. Okay, so we make our GARCH 1.1 model. How to make? I go to estimate here, then I click here, I go to ARCH model, right? I click here. Okay, so GARCH model has two parts. One is mean equation and one is variance equation. So first I write mean equation, that is BBR C BSR. That is our mean equation, right? That is our mean equation. And GARCH already given, and you can see ARCH one term, GARCH one term, meaning that this one is a GARCH 1.1 model. that is first order GARCH model, and variance regressor. You can see from here. So actually we have two exogenous variable. One is IBR and another one is PBR. What is IBR? Indian bond return. And what is PBR? Pakistan bond return. So our GARCH model is set. But last time I told you that the error distribution can be three types. One is normal Gaussian distribution. Second one is the GATE distribution. And the third one is student T distribution. So out of three, first we start with the normal Gaussian distribution. Right? First we start with this one, normal Gaussian. Then gradually we shall estimate other two distribution also. Okay. So now we can run the model, the mean equation and variance equation. And mean equation, actually it is equation number 1.1 from the previous video, and variance equation actually equation number 1.2 from the previous slide. Okay, I press OK. Okay, this is our model estimations. You can see from here. Dependent variable BBR, and first we are using normal distribution. And you can see from here, the first portion is the mean equation. This one is the mean equation. That is equation number 1.1 in the previous video. And the second one is the variance equation, the result of the variance equation. So that is equation number 1.2 of the previous video. And here you can see the GARCH model. Actually, this GARCH C3. What is C3? Okay, I am telling here how to get this C3. Actually, this one is C1, this is C2, this is C3, this is C4, C5, C6, C7. So GARCH model or the variance equation start from C3, that is this one, right? C3 until C7. So this variance equation and this one is the same thing. Okay. Now here this one is actually what? Dependent variable is HT. What is HT? HT here means the volatility of Bangladesh bond return. Okay, actually what we have done, okay, first we estimate the mean equation, which is this one, right? From this mean equation we have taken the residual, and from this residual we have estimated the variance of that residual. So that variance of the residual actually here. and it has become dependent variable. So variance of the residual means volatility of the Bangladesh bond return. So that is the dependent variable. That means dependent variable actually is the volatility of the Bangladesh bond return. That is here. Okay. Okay, now we check whether in the variance equation which are significant. Okay, first I talk about this one, receipt. This one actually means E square t minus 1. E square t minus 1 meaning actually arch term, arch. So this arch term, you can see the p-value is 0, meaning that arch term is significant. That means then the second one is the GARCH term. Is it significant? Yes, because p-value is less than 5%. And what about IBR, exogenous variable or variance exogenous variable, IBR, Indian bond return? Is it significant? Yes, because p-value is very small, less than 5%. What about PBR, Pakistan bond return? What is the p-value? 34.15%. Is it significant? No, it is not significant because p-value is more than 5%. Okay, so we can come here. So we can say from here that receipt, which is arch term, is significant to explain the volatility of the Bangladesh bond return. Okay. Then GARCH. Is it significant? Yes, it is significant in the volatility of the Bangladesh bond return. Then IBR, Indian bond return. Yes, it is also significant in the volatility of the Bangladesh bond return, right? And finally, PBR, it is not significant. So PBR cannot influence, the volatility in the PBR cannot transmit to Bangladesh bond return. Okay, and here what is happening, arch and GARCH actually both are shock, both are internal shock of the volatility of the dependent variable, or we can call arch and GARCH as a family within family shock that is influencing BBR. But IBR, actually the volatility of IBR is a international shock that is influencing our volatility of the BBR. Okay, and the PBR cannot influence the volatility of the Bangladesh bond return. Okay, So what is our decision? Using normal distribution, arch significant, GARCH significant, IBR yes, but PBR is not. Okay, so this one we have done. Then we do the student T distribution, and we check what happens there. So I go to estimate, then everything remain unchanged except I change here. I take it as a student T fixed DF. I choose this one. Then other thing remain unchanged. Then OK. You see student T distribution has come up, right? Okay, now I check the variance equation. The arch, is it significant? Yes, because the p-value is less than 5%. GARCH, yes, significant. IBR, yes, significant. P-value is very small. PBR, no, because p-value is more than 5%. So it is not significant. So the same result, that in the volatility of PBR, arch and GARCH, which are own shock, influence the variability of Bangladesh bond return. IBR also shock the BBR, but PBR cannot influence in the volatility of BBR. So we have got exactly the same result. So now I check the third one, that is get, right? Distribution under get. How to get it? So I go to estimate as before. Then everything will remain unchanged except I choose get, right? I choose get here and I run the models. You see the get has come up and it is the outcome and it is the PBR, right? And what is our dependent variable? Dependent variable is the variance of the residual that we have derived from mean equation. Variance of the residual of BBR. What does it mean? It means that volatility of BBR. Okay, so here what is happening? Recede means arch significant. GARCH, it is also significant. IBR, it is also significant. But what about PBR? What is the p-value? 25.4%, which is more than 5%, meaning that PBR is not significant. So actually we have got the same result in all the three distributions. Now we shall check out of these three model, with three distribution, which one is the best? That we shall check gradually.